Hello there and happy Emancipation Day. Alright, so it is Emancipation Day today, August 1st. So happy Emancipation to Guyana, of course, Saint Lucia and the rest of the West Indies that celebrates Emancipation today. If you don't know about Emancipation Day and you're American, go do the research. If you are West Indian and you don't know about Emancipation Day, shame on you, but also go do research. Now, I do these videos by the road, so vehicles will pass and it will irk my soul if I have to pause it or stop it every time, so please excuse it. So anyhow, Emancipation. Now, growing up in Guyana, Emancipation is huge, and it was always one of my favorite holidays. I got to partake in at times, like with dance and so on, so it was always so great. And of course, being Black, you gotta love Emancipation. Saint Lucia, it's not as big. I know that the Rastafarian organization down there usually has a march that's actually very nice and very lively. So big ups to them for acknowledging the holiday. Anyhow, so while Emancipation is wonderful, Emancipation festivities are all wonderful, there is a huge problem surrounding Emancipation in itself, and that is that the Black woman has yet to be emancipated. Yes, let us discuss, yeah? So, speaking from a psychological perspective, you know how everyone says don't judge people, every human being judges. It's what we do. We can't not judge. It's just how the world works. You see someone, your first instinct is to make a determination based on what you see. So what I like to consider are these imaginary description boxes that are above every person's head. Now, every person belongs to different in-groups, multiple in-groups. And there's always going to be this one collective though that you most identify with. And for me, that is that I am a Black woman. I'm a child of God. I'm all of these things. But when you see me, you see a Black woman. So let's describe the adjectives that are written in the description boxes of Black women. Let's first address two majorly negative ones. Now, let me say that everything that I say, I'm speaking for myself. However, these are prevalent Black woman experiences. Okay, now bitter. The Black woman is considered bitter, oftentimes by Black men. Now we know that there seems to be some sort of consensus amongst the many Black men that we are bitter, for example, when they date outside of their race. The Black woman does not care. Let me make that clear. We don't care, let me make that clear. Anyhow, we don't care about who anyone dates. What we do care about and what we have a right to care about is when we are bashed by you, Black men, who date outside of your race as some sort of justification for your preference. It's fine. It is fine. Go date whoever you want to be with. It is fine. But do not bash us. Don't do it. And anyone, and it's especially very annoying because, of course, you don't see men of other races who date outside of their race having to bash whoever to get their way. It's ridiculous. If my husband used to bash women in his race, I would think that's ridiculous because you have your mother, you have sis, what is that? That's crazy. So I'm also very suspicious of the women who date men who bash women of their own race. It's ridiculous. Nonetheless, we are not bitter. Please understand this. We don't care. Okay, next thing. The Black woman is angry. We are angry. We are pissed. We are angry. No. And this is how many non-Black people look at us. When we are passionate, we are angry. That is what people like to write us off as. And therefore, they love to nullify the things that we are saying, the stories that we are telling. No. While we do have every single right to be angry, we are not angry. We're not walking around huffing and puffing. No, but we are passionate, very passionate, and we will continue to be passionate. So those are two, bitter and angry. And people like to say sometimes, oh, but you know, it's about how you take it. Like, you know, you don't have to let it affect you. It's like, get over it type of thing, whatever. Or what can you do to change people's perspectives? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. The Black woman is not, has never been, and will never be responsible for changing the minds of these people who make the decision to put these adjectives above our heads. We did not write bitter and angry in our description boxes. How then could it be our jobs to try to change the minds of other people? What? No, 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 no. That is not good. We are not going to do it. We don't walk around with these adjectives. That is the thing about it. It's like the angry and the bitter does not truly represent us. So we are not bothered. Don't think that we are necessarily bothered that people have this perception of us, because we will continue to be who we are. We walk around being things that are not angry and things that are not bitter. Okay, we walk around with the joy. Look at our skin. What you talking about? How we finna be bitter and angry? It's not that how y'all eyes past we. But anyhow, moving on. So right, we didn't write it. It's not our jobs to change it. Of course, we can feel about it because it is ridiculous, and anyone would feel like upset or annoyed over the fact that people are just walking around with ignorance. That's what's annoying. Anyhow, a next adjective. Now, I asked someone to tell me just something that they know about Black women in general, like what they grew up knowing, like our understanding about Black women. And they said, one, they're the backbone of the Black community, the Black bone. Anyway, and I was like, yeah, that's true, that's great, naturally. But like, what outside of the Afro community? I personally like to say the word Afro instead of Black a lot, but nonetheless, okay. What outside of this community? And they were like, well, that she's strong, the Black woman is strong. And I was like, okay, so tell me how you think it makes us feel that one of the positive adjectives that we have about ourselves also works against us. Could you imagine that? The Black woman is strong, which is why so many Black mothers die in hospitals, because they are not taken seriously, which is why so many people can continue to verbally and physically and otherwise abuse us, because we are strong. And there's this picture that went viral at some point with the first gynecologist or whatever, and a Black woman, a Black enslaved woman sitting, I believe, like just, you know, patiently or whatever, to get experimented on. And I remember a person like being outraged and saying like, no, that is not at all representative of how this woman was. Like, they were freaking, Jesus, excuse me. They were literally cutting open, slicing and dicing these women. And they put this picture of her just being like a patient little guinea pigs aren't patient, but you get the point. And it's like, no, that is a misrepresentation. That woman those Black women must have been fighting, must have been in pain, because they didn't have anesthesia. That is ooch. Wow. To think about it is crazy. But nonetheless, all of this has to do with the fact that society just perceives us as strong. And how could we not be? Think about the world that the Black woman has to live in, okay? We have to get over the hurdle of being Black, because every Black person, of course, has to walk around worrying about racism. And even in predominantly Black countries or communities, have to worry about colorism. And colorism is, you know, like more impactful in females, but anyway, I'll get to that. And then when we jump over that hurdle of being Black, we then have to compete in womanhood because of patriarchy. So then we have to compete against the other sisters, and I say compete very loosely, you know what I mean? But because we also have to walk around as a woman being concerned about sexism. So racism and sexism are against us. That is the Black woman's life in this world. And what I was saying about colorism being more impactful within like women in the Black community, or the, you know, the Afro community, is because the way patriarchy is set up, women were already meant to compete for men. And even now, as we have entered the political and the economic world and so on, it's still meant to be a competition because the spaces are seemingly limited. And that is very, very disturbing, and it is a reason that the Black woman has to be strong. And I am personally very protective. That was kind of loud. I am very protective of the dark-skinned woman. Very. Because I mean, I'm not light-skinned, but I'm like brown, and I'm like pretty, and we're not gonna act like pretty privilege isn't a real thing and all that stuff. And I have such gorgeous dark-skinned friends. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. And some of them have told me about their experiences as well. And I will never try to like, you know, like attach my own struggles to theirs, or like try to diminish theirs because of because I don't know what they feel. I don't know how they feel. I can imagine as a brown-skinned woman, and I've had my issues, what they must have been through. So when I say this to say, when a person is telling you something, listen to them, okay? I don't care what anyone says. No one. No man, no Black man, no Black gay man, no Black trans woman. No one can tell the story of a Black woman, for you cannot tell or paint a picture for something that you cannot see. You cannot do that. You cannot paint a picture of what you don't see. Now I, as this tone, I don't know the story of the darker skinned Black woman. So I'm not gonna try to paint her picture. So when she paints it for me, I listen. And again, I say this to say, just please listen when we as Black women are including you or trying to tell you our stories. Listen. Anyway, yes, my beautiful friends, just be Emerald, Francesca, Melissa, Blossom, Adona, my little sisters, Tanika, girl, your complexion, Omaniki, Olivia. Damn, it's gonna be so terrible if I forget anyone. Robin. If I forget anyone, I'm so sorry, but you are so beautiful. Okay, so this is being recorded separately because I really just felt bad about forgetting anyone. So right, Emerald, Francesca, Blossom, Melissa, Adona, my little sisters. What? How did I freaking come back and I'm still Tasha, Tanika. Got that complexion you have, but it's nice. It's really nice. Omaniki, Onifia, Robin. What? I literally paused to come back and I am still forgetting. What is wrong with me? Raquel, Kester, beautiful. Who else? My grandmother, beautiful, okay? Yes. Whitney, Amy. Although Amy kind of brown, but anyway. Nonetheless, every dark-skinned woman in my life, I want you to know that you are so fetching, gorgeous. The skin you have, the skin that you have. Okay, love y'all. Now back to the video. So beautiful, and it blows my mind. Could you imagine that a handful of decades ago, we Black women would have walked down the street, this year, would have walked down the street and someone would have called me a monkey. A monkey. This would have been, and I'm not trying to sound cocky, this would have been called a monkey because I am brown. Could you imagine that? Ayaga. That is genuinely so crazy. Now I have written down because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So, right. Okay, so right. I was talking about the black woman and just how we have to be strong and how that strength is used against us because people keep thinking that we can handle anything. The black woman will always bounce back. We will always bounce back from anything, no matter what you do. We will bounce back. And of course, I don't mean every single one, because every single black woman is not perfect. Okay, please understand that I'm speaking of the collective in a way. But we will always bounce back. And because of that reason, because society, much of society wants to see us down, they keep throwing and they're not understanding why we keep getting back up. What is it that black women have that allow them to keep getting back up? You know what we have? We have each other. Black women, we have each other. Which brings me to something in our description box that's based on how we perceive each other, and that is as competition. We cannot do that. We cannot compete with each other. The way that society treats the black woman, the way that society perceives the black woman and treats the black woman almost makes her seem as the lesser than of all human beings. That is the way that they try to make us feel. But what we understand is that we are glorious, okay? What we understand is that without us, the earth would not be, the world would not be, cultures and societies, and it would not be what it is without us. And we know that. And that is why I know that many of us are bothered by those negative adjectives that are in our description boxes, because we know that we are so amazing. And just like anyone wants to be appreciated for how amazing they are, for what, yes, I'm getting emotional because it really does make me emotional. Like anyone would want to be appreciated for what they are and how they are, why should we not want to be appreciated in a world that we build, in a world that we carry on our backs? Why? Why? It's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous anyhow. We need to have each other. We need to uplift each other, and we need to tell each other's stories. Just a second, I want to make sure I have everything. Sorry, yeah. We need to tell each other's. We need to tell each other stories. We need to be there for each other. Oh, Tasha, beautiful. Oh my goodness, guys. Jeanette, Raquel, beautiful. Oh my goodness, so many. Okay, right. We really need to tell each other stories. We really need to uplift each other. We need to hold each other's hands. We need to do it, okay? These adjectives, the things that are written in our description boxes, again, it's not our job to change it. We don't need to try to make anyone like us. We don't need to try to make anyone understand us even. We don't. We don't need to try, keyword. All we need to do is continue to live in ourselves, okay? The black woman is the fastest developing human being, and I mean this like socially, economically, and otherwise. Like, you can check the statistic. Okay, you can check the statistics. Yet still, we are also the most oppressed, like race, gender, whatever, as we are also the most oppressed people on this planet still, across cultures and societies. And we have to have each other. That is what we have. We have each other. And once we continue to hold each other's hands, and once we continue to tell our stories and tell each other stories and uplift each other and be there for each other, we are going to make the world know. Not through trying, but just continuing, which is what we do best. Because we are strong. Now, society, everyone else who's not a black woman listening to this, please free us. Because we fed up. We're also very fed up. All right? We're going to keep being amazing, but it would be really great if you just emancipated us from your ignorant, foolish, abhorrent adjectives. Okay? Thank you, and God bless. Happy emancipation. Oh, one last thing. Black women, I've said, of course, how amazing you are. From the darkest complexion to the lightest complexion, You are amazing. And I want you to know that what you have, no one else has. No one else on this earth has it. No matter how much they replicate, and they replicate because what you have is so amazing. All right? Be in your beauty. Be in yourself. We are living in a time where women have paved the way and continue to pave the way for us to live in ourselves. So please do it. I am here for you, my sister, okay? All day, every day, I'm here for you, okay? I love you. I love you, Black woman that I'm talking to. The Black woman that is my mother, I love you and I thank you. From all my Black woman friends, I love you and I thank you. From all of you, I love you and I thank you for being yourself, for existing in your melanin. You are amazing. Keep being amazing. Please, this is a YouTube video, so of course, subscribe, like this video if it, resonated and stuff. And in the comments, tell me anything that you really felt that I said, or anything that you have experienced that was not spoken about here today. I want to learn more. I want to know your stories. Okay? All right, I'm gone. For real. Bye-bye.